Monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look, Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it dump before the snow, we still gon' break roads. If we win the point flip, we choosing to kick. Cause we gotta do this, that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth D's. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up, guys? It's Tuesday, so we got the Panda Grizzly Show coming at you. It's me, Brian the Grizzly, with Grant the Cub. I got Baron down there. How's it feeling, dudes? How you doing?
Good.
I'm good. I'm on vacation, man. So.
You're always on vacation. You're talking about you ain't working hard yet. I don't know what you're talking about. You was on vacation during tax time. Come on. Yeah. Come on, let's do this, really.
Yep.
I am so glad you guys are doing this. We're talking about this game. This football team. We've been having a lot of stuff going on. This has been, a lot of big moves. Kyler Gordon signed a 3-year extension. I don't know how you guys felt about that, but I was very happy to see. He is now the highest paid slot cornerback in the NFL. What do you think?
Go ahead, Baron.
Yeah, we got him for a good price because based off what the general talk was, be more like a 4-year, like closer like 4 year, like 3 years 48. That's 3 years 48 or 3 years 42.
That wouldn't be good for a slot corner.
Yeah, but that was the general talk. But we got it for 40, which is I would consider good for him, his caliber. Prince the top 5 caliber slot corner. We got him for.
That's the number one. That is literally the highest paid slot corner ever.
Yeah, it's based on what I saw last year. He's a very good one. Right. I want to see what it does next couple of years, but right now, based on his previous production, he's worth it.
What about you, Grant? Which one you got the TV up so loud? Turn your TV down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn the TV down.
But I feel like with this, I really like we got him at this particular price.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how the cornerback market, especially the slot cornerback market, is going to be after this, and they see that with the value that's going to probably go up. And like people said when we first drafted him, that they didn't like the pick. They thought there was a bad pick for Ryan Poles' first draft because he's Ryan Poles' first draft pick.
Yep,
and
he's the first Bears GM to re-sign his own draft pick.
Yeah. And that, like I said, I think
years. That's crazy.
He's a staple in our defense, and I think, like I said, we've had slot corners in the past. We had like DJ Moore. Remember DJ Moore? We had him. DJ Moore. We had was it Bryce Callahan?
DJ Moore.
Oh, was it
CJ?
CJ. Yeah. So I think it should be a good investment, and hopefully we'll have some extensions down the road as well. So I'm happy for him.
Okay, I'm not against that. I think that it was a good move overall because I believe he fits our team very well, because our defense runs a defense where your corners have to be able to step up and support the run, and he does that all the time. He's probably one of our surest tacklers, period. So when you think of it in that aspect, is great. Once again, he might be the best slot corner in all the NFL. And he's getting paid that way, but he's not getting paid like an outside corner. So That's in itself is smart too. Ryan Poles told him what he was, paid him well, but still at your price. Yeah. So I thought that was a very good, smart move overall.
Yeah. And I think too, we're gonna get his money's worth too this year, because I think Dennis Allen wants a lot of man coverage. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna see how Kyler Gordon really, because he played man in the slot a percentage of the time last time, but with Dennis Allen's defense, we're gonna see a lot more man. So we're really gonna see test to see how good this guy really can be.
I like it. I thought that was a good move. Once again, the highest paid slot corner in the NFL right now. But that's not the only thing the Bears have done. They also signed Case Keenum to back up. I think he's Bajan and Williams. I think he will be the third quarterback. He will be the guy kind of showing them the way. He'll be the voice of reason in the QB room. But 1 year, $3 million contract for Case Keenum. How'd you feel about that, Baron?
I feel like you got him just for that exact reason, just to be the guy who been around the league, knows everything, had one super season, and Prince as the veteran presence that you need in that quarterback room.
Okay, what do you feel?
I think that room desperately need a veteran presence, like Baron said, alluding to what Baron said. They needed a veteran presence like really bad. I think it was bad last year. They had 2 young guys that still were kind of learning the NFL game. That didn't help Caleb out at all. But I think Case Keenum will teach him how to be a veteran right there, helping him with playbooks and stuff like that. Teach him how to study, watch film with them, break down different things, see things he didn't see, stuff like that. So I think with Case Keenum bringing him in with a lot of veteran experience, that can be a huge help to Caleb and Tyson, depending on what happens during the season.
I actually think he'll teach him how to be a professional quarterback. I think part of the problem with Caleb last week, he thinks just being there in the building was enough. Being the first one there and the last one to go, like that, thought that was enough. And that's not enough. What is, you need to know what you're doing with your time. Are you studying film? Or how are you studying film? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the DBs? Are you looking at the rush? What specifically should you be looking at? He needed a guy who's a professional quarterback to come in the building and show him how to be a professional quarterback. I think Case Keenum fits the bill 100% there. And if all else fails, he can play. He can get the ball out of his hand. He's not going to be a superstar. He's not a young buck anymore. He's not in Missouri anymore. But he's going to be able to play if you need him. So I think it definitely works. You can bring him onto the field as your third quarterback every game of the season. As your emergency quarterback. So I think that works in multiple ways, and he gets to show them how to do it. Now your QB room just got a lot stronger, so I do enjoy that. I think it's good.
Yeah, that could help us out tremendously, especially with Caleb's development. I mean, we're not asking Case Keenum to be 2017 Minnesota Vikings Case Keenum, but we're just asking him to be somebody there that can,
like you, be you in Texas, just be a very good place.
But it's also nice that you know that's there.
That's there, right?
Yeah.
At any point in time,
if Caleb goes down with the injury or is not performing up stuff, and then Bajan ain't doing it, you have Case Keenum just thrown out.
No, I mean, we're not benching Caleb Williams ever. No. So
yeah, I mean, you invested all this in him. There's no point of benching him now. You're in it now. We're in it. You're in it to win it now. So
exactly. Yeah. With that being said, I mean, those are huge moves. We also had a visit. We had another visit from another rookie coming in from the draft. Omarion Hampton was in House Hall yesterday. Apparently had a really good visit. The Bears are definitely enjoyed talking to him. He has ties because North Carolina ties. We've had a couple of North Carolina quarterbacks in our system before. Yeah. Hasn't gone very well for us, but, he seems to be one of the most talented guys with less hits in the entire draft. He's an interesting case. He's an interesting thought. I don't think you got him at 10, but you don't know what we're going to do here. No one really knows what's being with the mindset there with Ben Johnson. We didn't think the same thing was going to happen with Gibbs. We were like, oh, he's not really a first round talent, and he's probably an early second round. And guess what? They drafted him at 12. Same thing could be happening now. So, I mean, we don't know. There's a lot of mock drafts that are saying the Bears are going after Genty, but you have to trade up for your Genty, and that's a foregone conclusion.
That's too much.
Yeah. Why would you go?
Yeah, he's going 6.
Yeah.
He's going 6.
The running back class is too deep for us to try to trade up for Genty. We get somebody in the second round, third round, depending on how it lines up. But there's no point of trading up for that. The only person I'm trading up for is Abdul Carter. And I don't see him getting past 3. So
I don't know if I trade up for him either, because I'm not going to trade up for a guy who's not going to be able to play right away.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, because of foot injury.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad that they're bringing all these guys in. They're being very smart about their draft. I mean, they want all guys that could fall in any way, shape, or form come in here, talk to them, pick their brains, see what type of athlete they are, because they can always trade back into the first round to grab someone too. So those are all smart moves. I'm very happy with the Bears are doing their due diligence with stuff, and it still feels like they're a professional team for first time in a long time. It seems like they're a professional. I have a question for you guys before we go to my next thing. Who has the lowest hit rate for first round talent in our division?
Hit rate?
At the lowest hit rate, first round talent in our division.
You said Gibbs?
Yeah.
No, but what team? What team has the lowest hit rate?
It got to be the Bears.
Has to be the Bears. Okay, so what do you think, Bear?
Yeah, I also think the Bears.
Will it surprise you that the worst team in all the drafts was
Green
the Green
Bay
Bay Packers in the first round draft picks?
That's strange. That's strange to me because
there's a reason why they don't really go out. They always trade back. Well,
they always get gems in the later rounds too. They always get gems in the later rounds. They always would find receivers in the later round. When they had like Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, guys like that, they found them in the later rounds. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I never really alluded to it. I never really heard them hit on a first round pick like that. But they're known for drafting in the second and on, getting studs second and on in the draft. I think their last hit was probably Jair Alexander, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to go off of this. So it says, no way the study shows that the Packers have the worst draft in the NFL in the last decade. The study says in the last 10 drafts, evaluate all 32 teams based on end-of-season awards of MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, special teams Player of the Year, first team or second team All-Pro selections, Pro Bowl selections, all rookie teams, Super Bowl championship players. Over the last year, the Packers have 0 award winners, 1 All-Pro, 5 Pro Bowlers, 6 All-Rookies, and 2 Super Bowl champions. Not with them. So they were ranked last. Okay? Guess who was ranked first?
The Bears.
No, come on. Let's be real.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. The Chiefs are number one. And last decade, the Chiefs are number one. Okay?
Makes sense.
Who do you think will be second to last in our division?
Detroit.
The Bears. The Bears are second to last. The Bears are ranked number 28 with 12.9. The Packers have 2.4. The Bears have 12.9. Okay?
So that's more like 10 points higher.
Yeah. The Vikings have 23.5. And the Lions have 39.2. Last decade, the Lions have done more, especially because that's quality of people they've had. Think about it, with Hutch, Gibbs, they have the most out of all of us. You want to know the whole ranking?
I always want to know where the Eagles are. They number 2?
Eagles are number 5.
Ooh.
If you guys can guess the number 2, I'll give you $2.
Number 2. New England.
No. Man.
I'll go with what's a team that always has someone.
Wait, New England 17.
Well, you know what?
It's the last decade, 10 years.
Last 10 years will probably be the I know Vikings tend to have a lot of Pro Bowlers.
13.
Okay.
One more check. One for $1.
Oh.
One more choice.
Baltimore.
Baltimore's number 4. What about you, Baron?
49ers.
49ers are 8. You never get the number 2. You'll never get the number 2 team.
It got to be something we least expect too.
Jets.
It's America's team.
Dallas.
Of course. It makes sense.
Well,
it makes sense.
Ezekiel Elliott. Remember
That
who
makes
that? Dak Prescott,
Zach
CeeDee
Martin.
Lamb,
Zach Martin.
Michael Parsons, Zach Martin. Remember all those guys.
They tend to hit first round picks, and that's really it.
They just never win.
They don't win in the playoffs, but they always get there.
Yeah.
They have a lot of all pros. They have the defensive player of the years. They have those things. They are number 2. Followed closely by the Rams at 3. Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford.
Brandon Winners.
Who's the cornerback that Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp wasn't in the first round though, right?
No, these are not just first round. These are overall.
Oh, it's overall. Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So the ranking goes Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, Ravens, Eagles, Lions, Saints, 49ers, Broncos, Buccaneers.
Broncos.
Saints, yeah. Lattimore.
In last decade, who played there? Von Miller.
Breeze. Oh, you talking about Denver? Yeah.
Denver.
Where's
Peyton
Carolina
Manning.
in this? Where's Carolina? They had Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly.
26.
Jesus.
Because that's the only 2 guys they had.
That's the only 2 guys they had.
You're like, and
No, they had Steve Smith.
that was like 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
That was more like.
All right, well, I just want to kind of go off of that because I hate the Packers, so I always want, if I could have a chance to piss on the Packers, I want to do that. That's not a Packers jersey. That's a Mighty Ducks jersey. But I got Emilio Estevez to sign this past weekend, so that was cool. Yeah. All right. First round draft, Mel Kiper. I don't know if you guys saw. I'm talking everyone out there. I know you guys did. So number 1, they have Cam Ward going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
2, they got Travis Hunter going number 2 to the Cleveland Browns. 3, they got Bill Carter.
It feels like top 8 is Prince Sandstone.
No, this is what surprised me. 4, he has Will Campbell.
I don't know why you have him that high.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm.
He says Campbell will slide to left tackle. I'm not overly worried about his 32 and 5/8 inch arm. He plays longer than that. Campbell can land the first punch quickly. He'd be better than what they have now. And pairing him with Morgan Moses might buy May some time in the pocket. I don't agree with him. 5, they have Mason Graham. I think that's a foregone conclusion. 6, they got Ashton Genty. I think that's a foregone conclusion. 7, they have Mimbu.
Okay, so that's pretty much that's probably what the structure would be if it probably wasn't. If that happens, that's probably gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? See how the Jets are building an offensive line for a particular quarterback. Man, we go down to the
They kind of still don't. They still don't.
They're building it though.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't think Mimbu's going to be there. I think Mimbu goes to the Patriots. I also believe this is where Tyler Warren goes. Tyler Warren goes to the Jets. They already signed a couple guys. They got Fashanu already there at left tackle. So I don't think they go with another guy. I mean, you could go Mimbu, could put him at right tackle, but he's good. But I would think that Tyler Warren being there, being a weapon for Justin Fields makes a lot more sense. So that's why I don't agree with there. They have Jalen Walker going to Carolina at 8. That doesn't make any fucking sense because you don't get an off-line linebacker. You don't bring that in at 8.
You need wide receiver, and I don't think
I see McMillan goes there.
You're probably going to get McMillan. I'm not that high on him, but
I would go Will Johnson. I don't understand why you wouldn't go Will Johnson.
That J.C. Horn and Will Johnson can be a tandem right there.
Exactly. You need corners and offensive linebacker rushes. You need that. Edge rushers, it makes more sense. Why would you go off the line linebacker at 8?
In that scheme. It doesn't make any sense.
9, they got Shedeur Sanders going to the Saints, which I've been called for weeks now. I've been telling you guys that's what's going to happen for weeks. Especially with the whole situation with Derek Carr, possibly not playing and stuff like that. That'll be a perfect fit. Fit for him.
He's done for the Prince. If he does surgery, he's done for the year.
It looks like he's done for the year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tyler Warren going to the Bears at 10. I don't think that makes any sense because I don't think he's going to be there. But that's just me in my mind. I think the Bears trade back, or maybe you do look at Omarion Hampton at 10. I think Johnson going 11. No, so go ahead.
I think you get him in a trade back situation. Omarion. You get him in a trade back.
Well, they have Omarion Hampton going 12 to Dallas.
But you alluded to that. You talked about that before. He probably
I think that he's not going to go past. They're not going to get past him.
Right.
They need a running back, pretty much.
And it's funny because no outside linebacker goes to 15.
That'd be a terrible pick for Carolina.
It doesn't make any sense. I think that he's making bad decisions off of these things, but that's just me. Someone that's interesting is Gray Zabel. They have going at 22 to the Chargers. Even though Ibuka's there and Burden's there, I don't think they do that.
They got Shamar Stewart going to Green Bay.
Yep.
I mean, they got
I can see Michael Williams going there. Jackson Dart going to the Rams.
That kind of would be a cheat code because the development process out there with Matthew Stafford and you got a McVay out there, that could be a steal for like 3-4 years down the line. So that'd be a good place for him.
We got Josh Simmons going to Kansas City Chiefs. You guys like that?
That's their perfect pick.
They also said
Texas should go there. The Texas should go there. Get him. Instead of going Josh Connerly, I think Josh Simmons is better than Connerly. But Mel Kiper, who knows the hell he's be thinking, man.
They got Simmons going 39th.
39th?
Not 39th. They got Simmons going in the second round. 37 to the Raiders. They got him going 37.
He didn't last that long.
Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper was his new thing.
Yeah, they said he got him going 37th.
If he's there, then the Bears will trade back up and grab that motherfucker.
And I'll be now if that were to work out that way, we get Warren and still get a left tackle that we want. I wouldn't be opposed to it, even though we don't need.
I don't think you need to get the third one, but I wouldn't sit there and hate it. But I just don't see him falling that far.
No, I don't see him falling that far either.
I also don't have Connerly ranked behind. I'm sorry, Connerly ranked ahead of Simmons. I just don't. So
yeah,
I mean these are all interesting moves.
Got Tyler Booker going to 47 into Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
He's falling to 47. I mean, like,
who does he have? Who do he have in the meat of the meat? Who's the meat?
He
has just a bunch of linemen, just defensive linemen going back.
That's all, and he has Earcy going to the Bears in the third round. So I don't know what the hell. Mel Kiper smoking some stuff, man.
He got Trey Amos going to 30 for the Bills. He has
30.
He got Tyler Show. Now I haven't heard Tyler Show's name this whole draft process, and they got him going 34 to the Giants. So I'm just,
no.
You got
I heard Tyler, but no. That's a no. That's a no. Straight up no.
Yeah, they got us. Nick Scorden going to us. What is your grade on Nick Scorden? I just want to know your grade on Nick Scorden.
Honestly, I think that he's he fits there. I think he's more like 42, 43, 44. But will I be angry with it? No, I'm not gonna be angry with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's similar to he was a transfer from Purdue. He was an amazing pass rusher there, and then went to Texas A&M and did meh.
Yeah,
actually, most of their guys do meh. Like Scorden got 5.5, even though he's like a 11 plus dude at Purdue. Shamar Stewart got 1.5. Like the other guy. Is there like another one?
They got
yeah, but they like the top three dudes got like 8 sacks.
I'll tell you guys this. I've looked at 5 mock drafts. Okay. And the top 5 have been the same. All 5 of them. The top 6 have been the same in all 5 of them. With Mason Graham and Will Campbell going to the Patriots.
Yeah.
So it looks like
Mason Graham going to the Patriots?
No, Mason Graham going to the Jags.
Jacksonville?
Yeah. And,
it's
Will
like
Campbell going
they
to the
think
Patriots.
Will Campbell. They think they're not. It's like I think like their big news maybe last week was like they measuring out the pro day and it's like his arms like an inch longer.
It's a quarter of an inch longer.
And that
If Mimbu falls to 10, you're running up to
He's
the podium and drafting. I'm just saying if
He's
that
not.
was the case.
no.
Okay.
I wouldn't
No.
either because I don't think he's a left tackle.
Okay.
We already have Darnell Wright, so
Yeah. But like I said, I would love Josh Simmons. I'll be honest with you. I would love Josh Simmons in a trade.
I would trade back for him. If I'm
Yeah.
getting him, I'm trading back for him. I'm not
Yeah,
getting him.
yeah.
I'm trying to get like maybe another fourth this year or next year. This year.
Mhm.
So maybe like we get Josh Simmons and then we could focus next couple picks on like running back and D line.
I like
Since
the thought process. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind Henderson, but I want Judkins.
Okay, question: who would we trade with? Who would we trade with?
The Raiders will trade possibly depending on what's going on. As long as they get in
Pittsburgh,
front of the
maybe.
Cowboys, the Pittsburgh
maybe.
trade backwards.
If they want Jackson Dart that bad, maybe. We'll have to see.
Nobody's going to trade. Like nobody's going to jump them. Nobody's going
If
to jump
Shador
them
Sanders falls, you get King's ransom.
But
I can
that's
see him
big.
fall. I see him falling.
Like let's say that the Saints love Spencer Rattler and it's like he's our dude of the future. That's when it's perfect. That's perfect.
That'd be
If we
stupid.
get any new,
Yeah, no one's going to say that. Spencer Rattler's fiance ain't going to say that. No one's going to say, yeah, he's the guy. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're there and Mimbu's there, right?
Mhm.
Warren's there, which I don't think he'll be there. Mimbu's there, Warren's there, Will Johnson's there. All the outside linebackers are there, all of them.
I don't want anyone.
Kelvin Banks is there. Josh Simmons is there. Is there anyone else that I want? And Omarion Hampton's there. Who are you drafting?
Hampton.
Give me Kelvin
Probably
Banks.
don't.
Give me Kelvin Banks.
I think you guys' answers right there tells us why we have no idea what the Bears are going to do.
Give me Kelvin Banks, man. I think we need a left tackle more than anything right now. But I mean, there's no literally wrong answer as Tyler Warren. But I think you can't go wrong. But we need a left tackle like right now. And
Are you sure that Kelvin Banks is a left tackle?
That's one of his big issue. He has shortish arms.
He's longer than
He's longer than Will Campbell, but he still has short arms.
Yeah. Well, all of them do.
It's like,
What about Josh Simmons? Do you think trading back for Josh Simmons makes a lot of sense?
It does make a lot of
yeah,
sense.
that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Even though
you make it.
he has the same arm length as Banks, but has a lot better athleticism.
He's an unbelievable athlete. And he can play. Even if you miss him at left tackle, he definitely slide right back into your guard spot. So though we hearing all these extensions, we still haven't heard Tooney. Haven't heard anything from Tooney.
So maybe a 1 year rental. 1 year rental.
I think Holden to get off his ass and need to go sign Tooney.
It depends on what they're seeing from practices. The Bears are practicing right now. They're out there doing these things. So it depends on what you see.
Yeah.
It depends on what he wants too.
Right. But I think, like I said, I think if he wants to be here, they'll give him a decent contract. If he don't want to be here, then hey, he's got to cut our losses and try to draft somebody in the draft. So.
All right. So who would you say? I want to know the Steelers. What do you guys think the Steelers would do?
They're going to either stay where they're at and draft a tackle.
Go ahead,
Baron.
Look. If they get desperate, they'll go quarterback. They'll go depth. If they get desperate, like let's say Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign before the draft. Okay, so now you're up. You know they're the only place, but he hasn't signed yet. You have to infer what does he want. So then he's like, so okay, they want to tell you to don't draft a quarterback. I would still probably draft one because you need one at this point. You could probably take him leaving and probably deal with Mason Rudolph for a year. Just Mason Rudolph. You might have to deal with him.
That's you trying to lose, huh?
You're trying to lose, man, on purpose, man. You're doing it that.
At this point, you got to at this rate.
Yeah.
They might have to at this rate. Because there's nothing. Because based off what I'm seeing, there's nothing. No good quarterback there yet. So, there.
Okay.
Like if everything goes the way I think it is, there's going to be no quarterback. There's no quarterback.
Okay. What do you say? Yeah.
I say either going to stay where they're at and draft a D tackle, like Harmon out of Oregon. I can see them doing that, just beef up that interior, or I can see them trading up for either Jackson Dart, or maybe even Shadur Sanders, depending on what's going on. But I also one thing that I do think they may trade back into the first round, and may try to get Jalen Milroe. Now that's a thing that I'm might be something that because the Steelers do stuff, typical. They try to draft defense or maybe, but I could see them doing something crazy like that where they could try to get Jalen Milroe in a development project and still get Aaron Rodgers.
You guys have both heard about Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, his temperament. Pretty much how's his temperament.
No, what about it? He gave Minnesota like, look, give me a 1-year deal. I'll love to be there to be your quarterback for 1 year.
They are not. Are you trying? I swear he's trying to copy Brett Favre. He's trying. He's actively trying.
But here's my thing though. What the hell were the Steelers thinking when they let Justin go, and now they're stuck in the wherever they stuck at with the quarterback situation?
They underpaid. They want to underpay. They did.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Fredo says if 3 QBs get drafted within the first 9 picks, they'll want to trade up with the Bears. Can you think of 3 QBs that'll get traded within the first 9 picks?
Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Cam
Sanders, and Jackson Dart.
Definitely.
If Jackson Dart gets drafted early, would you trade up if you're the Steelers?
No.
Why would I? Because no one else worth the first round pick, right?
And you got Jalen Milroe probably falling too small in your hands. I don't think Jackson
Dart's worth the first round pick at all. I don't think he's a first round pick.
But if you're doing it at the end of the first round, you get the extra year. If he's a second round pick, you draft him in the first round to get that 5th year.
Right.
That's why you do it. But you do it at the end of the first round.
Yeah.
My personal thing is he's a perennial choker based off of what I've seen in college. He's a choker. So he had multiple chances to get Ole Miss into the playoffs, and every single time they had a chance, they choked it. And he was the leader.
Anzo says, watch what you say about the Steelers. I don't say anything except for they're stupid about this whole Justin Fields thing. They played it wrong. They're a great franchise. They're my AFC team. They played it totally wrong, and now they're sitting there with musical chairs and without their quarterback. I think what they need to be doing is calling for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
That's what the Steelers should be doing. F. Aaron Rodgers, call for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I would not be opposed to that. That would be probably a decent fit with Pickens and Metcalf. Got a decent offensive line. Yeah, I mean, what can't go wrong with that? Veteran presence. So I mean, that would be. I'll be on the phone right now if I was there. I'll be on the phone right now. with them right now. Or you go get Joe Flacco. He's still on the couch. Probably get him too.
Oh no! He got signed. He got signed.
He went to Cleveland, and
He
that's
went back to Cleveland,
now
huh? Oh,
now
okay.
that Joe Flacco's with Cleveland, that's what makes you think that you could go get Kirk Cousins, because Cleveland was known to be wanting Kirk Cousins, but now that they got him, you could go ahead and grab Kirk Cousins. Yeah. So Ward, Dart, Sanders, they're not all going top. Dart's not going to top 9. And if you do if he does, you're not going to trade up. There's no need to trade up anymore because you don't know one else is a first round talent. You just stay where you are. At this point, you say wait on Aaron, shaking my head.
That's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for. You signed up for the carousel. So guess what?
Much,
Get used to it.
No, I mean I think they're going to make a good decision somehow. Somehow the Steelers are going to find the right answer. I don't care. Maybe it's Kirk Cousins and they hold on to him for all those years.
Maybe it's Mason Rudolph.
But then Mason Rudolph's not going to start. We already.
If he
did you not hear what they said about Mason Rudolph?
If he starts for the Steelers next year, that means they're tanking for somebody else. There's no
but they
reason.
already told him.
Remember, 2019. This is they got Mason Rudolph. No,
it's not, because what he said. Mike Tomlin came out and said, "Hey, Mason Rudolph is a good guy, but he's not a starting level quarterback."
I think Mason Rudolph
out of his mouth.
I think Mason Rudolph knows that. I think he knows that.
But the fact that he said it out of his mouth, this is not something like we hear say. This is what Mike Tomlin already said. So that's so. Us getting Mason Rudolph is not going to stop us from getting a real quarterback, and that's not going to happen.
Right.
Let's see if I can find the exact thing that he said.
Is your charger work with mine, or is it a different charger?
Going for Mason Rudolph.
Different.
Sorry, publicly expressed comfort with Mason Rudolph as they're starting for. Man, they will add another quarterback to their team. And Mike Tomlin is a huge fan of another quarterback, especially if you don't have Aaron Rodgers. Who do you think it is?
Kirk Cousins.
It's Shedeur Sanders.
I'm hearing mixed stuff. I'm hearing mixed things about Shedeur Sanders.
Okay. How desperate are they? My question is, how desperate are they?
I'm hearing mixed things about Shedeur Sanders. Every day I wake up, I'm hearing mixed. I'm hearing he's not even worth the first round pick. I'm hearing he's worth he's dropping. I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff.
So at this point, I just turn it off. Kind of like, okay, he's the second best quarterback. That's where he is. He's probably going to go anywhere from like 10 to 15.
No, he's not getting past 10. There's no way. He won't. The Saints won't go past. Let him go past. That doesn't make sense. Well, the Saints, especially what they need right now, there's no reason for them not to go and get him.
But yeah, thing is, he's clearly the second. He's clearly the second best quarterback.
100%. I agree.
My thing is, my main question is, why are you trying to drop him to like fourth? He's clearly not fourth.
No, anyone says that they doesn't know what they're talking about. And that's all about Deion Sanders hate. That's all we got right now.
Yeah.
His main thing is he's just good at everything and nothing really like sticks out.
Okay.
He's very accurate. He has good arm strength. He's decently mobile. He has all the traits. It's like he doesn't have the elite thing. That one elite thing that makes.
Does Brock Purdy have anything elite?
No.
Is he a starting quarterback?
Yes, but I don't think he's a good one.
He's a starting quarterback, and he's taking his team to the NFC Championship game multiple times, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think
that system, the quarterback just needs to be like halfway decent.
I don't know. What about Garoppolo? Was he?
He was not good.
Garoppolo was a
bad.
Well, but he was halfway.
But he got him. But he got him to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
All you need is a solid quarterback. It's like
a great
middling quarterback.
A great game manager. Trent Dilfer took the 2000 Ravens. They went to the Super Bowl and won it. He was not good at all.
But this was in
So-
2000s.
That's also you had the greatest linebacker and greatest
Oh no,
safety
of
of all
course.
time.
Yeah, perhaps the greatest one of the greatest defenses ever built. He also had did he have Jamal Lewis at the time?
Yeah, he had Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, Jamal Lewis behind you. It was a good line. You don't need to do too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the defense did wonderful for them, so it was one of the second or the third best defense that ever made the Super Bowl. So
yeah, you don't need to do. All you need to do is score 2 touchdowns. You win. And pretty much you win.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I'm gonna give you guys a second. If you guys have any hot take, the comment that you want to say about the Bears in this next couple of weeks, let me know what you're thinking. Go ahead.
Okay, hot take. I don't have one. I really don't have one. I really don't have one.
All right.
I say hot take for the Bears is, as of right now, I'm going to say that Caleb Williams needs to stop talking to the media now. And what I mean by that is the last couple of days, Caleb Williams has said things about Eberflus in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
He said
Two loose lips.
Yep.
Loose lips.
He says that he cried when he came home. When we lost, he cried.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that he wants a competitive edge. He doesn't want to be friends with any of the other quarterbacks in the NFL.
That
Now,
sounds good to me.
that's fine. I get that. But with a guy like him, when you reveal things like that, defenses can use that as bulletin board material and use that against you in the upcoming year, which for me,
he's not a rookie anymore, so you gotta let him be whatever he wants.
And that's fine. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think right now we're coming off a 5-12 season. You need to come in, put in the work, and then come out here and do what you got to do to get us to the playoffs. This is a win now year. I mean, I think for this regime, we're in win now mode. But I think right now it's time to stop the talking, which like Jalen Johnson said in his interview in the OTAs, we got to stop talking. You got to stop this talking, saying all this stuff. It's time to put your money where your mouth is. You're the number 1 overall pick. It's time to show why you were the number 1 overall pick. Like I said, he's his own man. Like I said, he's going to do what he wants to do. But I think in order for us to really see that you're the guy, put your head down, which I'm not saying he's not doing that. Put your head down and let's get to work. That's my main thing is that if he continues to, that could work in 2 different ways. If he continues to talk like he's talking now, it could work where his confidence level goes up and, he could be having a star caliber year, Pro Bowl caliber year, or it could come down to shambles where everything is just, his confidence goes away, everything just goes left.
And we didn't hear a ton from Trubisky and Fields and
right. I mean, Fields
didn't work for them.
Fields gave you tight lip. He didn't give you nothing. He didn't give you
but he didn't. Did it work for him?
Did it work?
Not here.
I think he handled it. He handled it.
I think for here,
does it matter?
For here, you might need to talk.
You want to be interesting.
You might need to talk.
You're in Chicago.
I mean, I get it, but like I think Trubisky went out when remember
most of our quarterbacks are tight-lipped.
Trubisky said, "Go ahead."
No, go. You go.
Okay, name a quarterback in the Bears history that's been talkative.
McMahon probably.
Probably one of the best quarterbacks in the last.
No, he was terrible. He was terrible.
He just had a great defense and an All of Fame, all generation running back. McMahon did, but from the guys that we grew up on, as far as the Rex Grossmans, the Kyle Ordens, the Trubiskys, the Cordell Stewart, the Cutlers, Fields, like Cutler.
What about Jim Harbaugh?
Well, that's before my time, so I don't really know about that.
No, he has a personality out once he got into coaching. When he got into coaching,
I think he's a fiery guy from the beginning. Trust me, he was fiery.
Yeah, I just think for a guy like Caleb, which, like I said, it can work in both ways, especially in a market like Chicago, where it can work to your favor, or it can really work against you. You know what I mean? And like I think for him,
my thing is, have we ever had a quarterback talk?
No, but a lot of times too, they try to get it out of Cutler. Cutler wouldn't give you nothing. Trubisky, they got out of Trubisky a little bit, but he said the wrong stuff. He said at Hollis Hall, turn off all the TVs so you could see how the media was talking about. They had to turn off all the TVs. So that showed right there that he was unconfident, not confident in himself. Fields, they were mad at him because, like I said, he didn't give them nothing. He didn't really give them anything. They felt he had no personality, which he did. He just didn't want to show it to the media because he knows, his dad would tell him like how the media can, twist your words. Prime example, when he did say it was coaching. Remember he said about, they asked him what was wrong with the offense. Fields was like, I think it's coaching. The media went berserk, and this is around the time when the whole defensive coordinator left on suspicious terms. We were losing games. He said that, and then the media ate him up for it. He had to call a quick press conference the same day and say, "Hey, no, I didn't mean all of that, and I'm backtracking. I'm not calling my teammates. I'm not calling the coach staff out or whatever." So he learned his lesson that they can turn anything you say against you, just like Caleb did.
Let's also point out what happened afterwards with that offense. As soon as he said it, they changed it. They did a little bit better instead of just being the worst offense in the league. They went from like the worst to be like middling. Sometimes the media talk like that. Even though they got lambasted by the media, it got the team kicked into gear.
Right, but it shouldn't take him to speak out like that for them to kick it to gear. You know what I mean? And that regime is over.
Some things need to be said. Some things like, hey, media might not like it, but
some things need to be said. But like,
you need
okay.
Well, kicking the ass.
Yeah. Okay, so I hear what both of you guys are saying. I got one hot take comment.
Okay,
I'm a guy was not for getting Caleb Williams. I was not a Caleb Williams fan. I didn't think that was the right move. My hot take is if the Bears draft a left tackle and a running back, Caleb Williams will be a top 5 quarterback in the next 3 years.
No matter who the left tackle, though.
If they draft an
actual left tackle.
No, I'm not even saying he has to be the best. I'm saying if they draft a left tackle and a running back in the first 3 picks this year, the first 3 picks this year, if they do those things, Caleb Williams would be a top 4 quarterback in the NFL in 3 years.
I can see it.
If he gets faster processing and we'll give him a pocket.
He has a talent right now. We already know he has a talent. Okay.
His talent is making it possible for him.
The left tackle doesn't necessarily have to be your left tackle of the future. Your left tackle could push Braxton Jones, and maybe he pushes him. Maybe Tooney goes out to left tackle. Maybe any of those things could happen, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know what it is, but I say if you draft the left tackle, at least you're getting more talent on that offensive line. You win first round talent on that offensive line. Yeah. You get a running back who's a really good running back, top 5 running back in this class. I think he has enough help. I think he doesn't well enough that he will have a top 5 talent, top 4 talent in all the NFL next 3 years. I'm hot take. That's what I'm thinking. I did not want this pick, but now that he's there, he's here.
Like,
I'm saying he could be that guy.
Last season, like he always does dumb stuff, and then he makes an amazing play. Does a bunch of dumb stuff. Then
a lot of rookies do that.
But you know what?
Like I also see he also has he has good clutch. He's good clutch based on what
he's talented. I'll say that.
I'll say this: if you ask for one hot take, you probably won't expect this, but I think Tyreek Stevenson has a comeback year this year. I think Tyreek Stevenson has a comeback year this year. I think he has. I say he's probably going to get 3 interceptions this year. I think Tyreek Stevenson.
That's not comeback year.
That's
3 interceptions.
That's not nothing. That's nothing.
I think
normal quarterback.
Hey, I'm telling you,
it's not even normal. That's
3 interceptions and a tackling machine. I think he comes back redemption season. I just give out a number, but I think he's going to be a problem next year. I think he's going to be a huge asset to our team next year. I think so.
Okay. I'm okay with it. I am definitely okay with that. Baron, it's your chance. You got anything?
Okay. Halfway through the season, if we're doing well, we will trade someone for a very good pass rushing end to get competitive for the playoffs.
Okay.
If we go like anywhere from 5, if we go 5-3 or not, we'll trade someone for a pass rushing end.
Okay.
Parsons,
Elite one.
Yeah, you're going crazy.
That's asking. No, sorry.
Maybe
He's too-
Trey Hendrickson. Just wait.
maybe depending on the season. To the end of the Bengals season, they got really no assets besides Chase, Burrow, and T. Higgins. So we'll see how that goes next year. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. All right, guys. We've been into that 50-minute mark. We're gonna get out of here. Thanks for everyone coming in, checking us out. We're going to be back here next Tuesday. This will be the last one show before the draft. So it's going to be a big one. It'll be after Easter. I cannot wait to talk to everyone about this and kind of get ready for the Bears getting their draft together. I think we're going to come together on Thursday during the draft. Maybe we do a Tuesday show. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just do it on Thursday to see what the first round pick will be. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think we could do that. We can even do it on your phone, whatever. But if you guys do come on with us, and we'll watch it together, and we'll celebrate, or we'll be destroyed all together, and we'll talk about how how we're geniuses or how we're idiots.
Can't wait to see.
All right. Thank you from me, Brian the Grizzly, Grant the Cub, and we got Baron. Appreciate you guys jumping in and seeing us, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Later.
See ya.
Bear down.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so